Sunday today. Beautiful day. We're gonna do some workout after a long weekend. I also had my birthday, so we gotta move some. We're gonna start up with a warm-up. We start with jumping some rope in around maybe 10 minutes. We do it like this, you know. The next thing is to warm up your body, prepare it for the exercises. You start off with your head and you move downwards on your body. First thing you do is head rotations, and each move you do 10 times each. So 10 times to the left, 10 times to the right, and yeah. You have to also warm up your head, because when you do static positions like front levers and stuff like this, you also activate your neck. Then you move to your shoulders. So you do rotations, forwards 10 times, and then backwards 10 times. So elbow rotations, 10 times each direction. And then you're gonna move further to warm up your core. You use your core in actually all of the exercises, because you want to keep your body straight, so you want to also activate your whole upper core. So you do like this 10 times each side. And you move further to do some hip rotations. So you're gonna move your hips in a circular motion. And then you also want to warm up your back. You lean yourself forwards. You're gonna feel like some stretch in your legs behind here, and you want to like just try to rest your back like when you tilt forwards like this. And you also do the opposite way inside. So if you have back issues, this one is good. So you can also do the same, 10 times forward, 10 times backwards. Wrist is like also one of the most important parts to warm up, because let's say if you do a lot of muscle ups like I do, then you usually hold the false grip. Then your standard position is like this. So you want to warm that up, because you don't want to injure your forearms or the wrists. You want to warm up every direction of your wrists and every side, and that's very important. So you start by placing your hands like this, and you keep your elbows straight, and you want to lean forwards like this. So 10 times. And you do the same also the opposite side. Tilt backwards now, this time backwards. So you're gonna feel your whole forearm is stretching out. So you're gonna feel the stretch here. You also want to keep your arms straight all the time. So it's good to warm up your wrist, especially if you do a lot of handstand, and actually just every exercise where you pull or you do front levers or any sort of, I think it's just in general good to warm it up for calisthenics, because you use your wrist a lot, and then especially if you do the handstand and the false grip, then it's necessary to do that. Now you want to rotate your arms, so you face your upper hand like on the ground, to the ground, and then you want to put some pressure on your hands. You see, it's the same position as the false grip, so that's why we are doing this way too. So you want to place your hands like this, and also tilt backwards. Tilt backwards. You can also, if you're flexible enough, you can also try to touch your forearm with your fingers. And you can also do some wrist rotation. Yeah, you just take your wrists together and do circular motions like this, also 10 times each side. And you finish off with 10 push-ups.
Where are the rings right now? They're in front of you.
The next exercise we're gonna do is we also want to use the resistance band now to hit all the shoulder angles for, like, let's say if you're more advanced and you do planches and stuff like this, you want to activate the same muscle groups as you do when you're doing the planche. So the same is with the front lever or whatever you do, but in general it's good to warm up your shoulders in every direction anyway. So now we go our resistance band. So what you want to do is that you place your resistance band maybe a little bit above your height. Place it like this, and you want to hit all of the angles, so upwards, downwards, and later we're gonna also do to the sides. So you start off by doing it upwards like this 10 times, and also downwards like this. And you want to do slow and controlled moves, so you don't have to hurry or you don't have to be dynamic. You want to use the time to actually warm your shoulders up in correct way. Now you want to, like, you can imagine that you're doing a front lever, so you do scapular retraction. Protraction is this way. You want to open up and retract your scapula, and then pull the resistance band to your hips. Turn around and do the same for both hands. So I don't know if you see, like, all of the angles we did. In a muscle up you use every of those angles almost, so you mostly do everything of the angles we just warmed up right now. Now we want to place your resistance band like this. So this one is for activating your scapula. Scapula is the muscle right there. So now I'm protracting. You protract your scapula, let's say when you're doing planches, and when you do front levers you retract it. So you also want to activate that muscle group, because you want to activate that when you're especially doing dips, let's say. So you want to, when you're doing dips, you want to close your chest, so you're also activating the scapula in that exercise. And when you use a resistance band, it's a lot of easier to feel this muscle group. So you want to do like this. It's like doing butterflies. It's slow, controlled motions. Protraction. Now you also want to do this motion. I don't know why, but it just feels good. But now the next thing you want to do is to stretch your shoulders. So you also want to hit all the angles. 2, 3. You also want to maybe do 5 pull-ups. And 5 dips. So then you're almost warmed up. So now we're like in the beginning of our workouts. You want to use the beginning of the workout to the things you want to learn, or in my case, I'm using the first period of the workout to film some clips, actually. I am trying to improve my front levers, so I use the first period of time to actually do some front lever holds too. Heavy after a birthday celebration though. I also want to do some of my muscle ups to prepare for the content I do for my Instagram. pull-ups, dips and push-ups are the most important exercises for having a good muscle up. So now we wanna make some content, and I found my usual spot. Clean the lanes. Yes, yes. So I want to try to do some handstands as I'm learning this exercise right now. So sometimes I can do my hold maybe 10 seconds. But I'm gonna show you guys. This is my 1 month's progression from not being able to handstand at all to yeah, some kind of holding 10 seconds. So I also want to use some wrist wraps as well to make my wrists more steady. Sometimes I just feel I don't feel my wrists are strong enough if I, for example, had a long workout. So I just want to assist myself with these ones to avoid injuries. Alright guys, so that's it for today's video. I just want to take some time to appreciate that you watched through the whole video, and I want to thank you all for all the support you gave me the last month, and I want you guys to give me some feedback on this video and what you guys would like to see in the future. If you want some in-depth tutorials on, let's say, muscle ups or I don't know, some different type of exercise, so let me know. And today's workout session was a little bit short and just to have some fun and record some content for my Instagram, and also get me to know you and you get to know me better. So yeah, that's it for today's guys, and thank you so much and have a nice one.